Now, Rosie and Peter are having a date. Both of them are pathological liars. The waiter asks their ages. Peter says, "I'm definitely not over 30." Rosie replies, "I'm 28 and Peter is at least 5 years older than me." Peter adds, "Nah, Rosie is at least 29. Can you figure out their actual ages?" Since we know that all statements are false, let's assume the opposite. Peter is definitely over 30. Rosie is not 28, and she's at most 4 years older than Peter. And Rosie is at most 28. Now, from the first statement, we can conclude that Peter is at least 31 years old. The second and third statements tell us that Rosie is younger than 28. We also know that the maximum gap between their ages is 4 years. Therefore, Peter is 31 years old and Rosie is 27. Rosie arrives home from her date and makes herself a cup of hot chocolate. Suddenly, a soccer ball crashes through her window and breaks the mug. Rosie looks out the window just in time. She sees 3 neighbors running across the backyard, the Smith brothers. Their names are Miles, Mark, and Mike. The next morning, Rosie finds a note in her mailbox. It says this: "Which one of the Smith brothers should Rosie question?" The note reads, "Smith." Therefore, Rosie should blame Mark. Mark apologizes to Rosie. She replies, "I'm going to forgive you if you crack my riddle. So listen carefully. I came first on earth, but second in heaven. I also come twice a week, but just once in a year. I stay away for months, but you can find me in February. What am I? Can you help Mark solve this puzzle?" The correct answer is the letter E. And for extra credit, will Rosie the liar actually forgive Mark? Someone robbed Rosie's house yesterday. She called the police and they questioned her neighbors. Billy said, "Yesterday I was visiting my parents' house in another state. I just got back." Phil said, "For safety reasons, I had to spend last night in a hotel room. Construction workers urgently repaired my roof during the night. Thankfully, they finished by this morning." Meanwhile, Chuck replied, "Sorry, I was playing video games with my friends, so I didn't notice anything suspicious at all." Who is lying? Phil. The roof reconstruction should have been finished, but it still looks like a mess. Ooh. Rosie wants to win a college sports grant, so she trains very hard every day. Take a look at her rivals. Can you predict who's going to win this particular competition? The left runner will be the first to cross the finish line. The right guy's shoelaces came undone. Meanwhile, Rosie, who's running in the middle, put her hand on her stomach because she's struggling with a cramp. That's why her chances of winning are low. The next day, Rosie buys chocolates on the way to the gym. She can't eat them in front of the others because their coach, Tina, asks all runners to stay away from sugar products. So Rosie decides to hide the chocolates in her locker. During the break, she opens her locker and finds out that the chocolates are gone. She questions 4 teammates. Karen says, "I was washing my hair in the shower." Kelly replies, "I was talking to my boyfriend on FaceTime, and he can confirm that." Zoe discussed her skills with Tina during the break. And Nina enjoyed her sugar-free salad. Who's lying? It's Karen. Her hair is dry.
What?
Rosie is walking home from her training late at night. Suddenly, she sees a sad young lady sitting at a bus stop. The lady got wet in the rain, and the buses are no longer running. Rosie feels sorry for her and says, "My home is nearby. Would you like to have a cup of hot tea?" The lady agrees. As soon as they enter her home, Rosie turns the light on. That's when she realizes that her guest is very dangerous. How? The lady's legs are covered with wolf hair. Take a look at the sky. It's a full moon. She will soon turn into a werewolf. Rosie arrives at work, so we can assume she survived the night. Unfortunately, someone locks her in the underground parking. She wanders around for a while and finds 3 ways out, but only one path is safe. Hungry tigers are hiding behind the first door. It's impossible to get through. The second door is guided by a virtual voice assistant reprogrammed to hate people. It threatens to destroy anyone who enters this door. And the third passage is filled with toxic gas that makes all mammals pass out immediately. Which door should Rosie choose? The second one. Those threats are words. At the end of the day, it's just a voice assistant. Rosie discovers an infinite supply of honey, but she only has a 1 5-gallon jar and 1 3-gallon jar. She needs to measure out exactly 4 gallons of honey, taking as few steps as possible. Can you help her out? Yep, this can be done in 6 steps. 1. Fill the 5-gallon jar fully. 2. Now pour the honey from the 5-gallon jar into the 3-gallon jar. After that, you still have 2 gallons of honey in the bigger jar. 3. Now empty the 3-gallon jar. 4. Transfer the 2 gallons of honey into the 3-gallon jar. 5. Fill up the bigger jar again. 6. And finally, transfer 1 gallon from the 5-gallon jar into the smaller jar. This way, we'll end up having 4 gallons of honey in the bigger jar. Rosie goes to a local restaurant. The manager offers her free dinner. But first, she has to solve his tricky riddle. Rosie agrees. Here's the task. You throw me out when you want to use me. And you take me in when you don't want to use me. Who am I? Rosie nails it right away. Can you solve this mystery too? The correct answer is an anchor. Now, Rosie has 26 blue socks, 13 green socks, 33 pink socks, and 12 red socks. She keeps them in her drawer. How many socks would she have to pull out in the dark to make sure she had a matching pair? The correct answer is 5. She only has 4 colors in her collection, so 5 socks will guarantee that 2 of them will be in the same color. Hey, great job. Rosie has 4 siblings: Alex, Sarah, Nina, and Willow. All 5 receive some gifts from their relatives on Christmas Day. Rosie opens 25 gifts, while her brother Alex only 24. Meanwhile, Sarah opens 8 gifts, and Nina only 1 gift. Can you predict how many gifts Willow would open? The last name in Rosie's name is Y. It's the 25th letter of the alphabet. Alex's last letter X is in the 24th place. The last letter in the name Sarah is H. It's the 8th letter of the alphabet, and so on. Similar odd logic also works for Willow. The letter W is 23rd. Therefore, she will open 23 gifts. Now, if I were Sarah, I might complain about only getting a third of the gifts her siblings get. But I'm not. Rosie is looking through her granny's pictures. Suddenly, she gets chills because she noticed a time traveler among these party guys. Can you spot this person too? This picture is from the 70s, but this guy on the left has a modern cell phone in his pocket. He's definitely not from this era. Rosie wants to get into her boyfriend's apartment building to prepare a surprise for his birthday. Unfortunately, she has forgotten the 5-digit code, but she still remembers these 5 clues. The sum of the 5th number and the 3rd number is 14. The 4th number is 1 more than the 2nd. The 1st number is 1 less than twice the 2nd number. The sum of the 2nd number and the 3rd number equal 10. And finally, the sum of all 5 numbers is 30. Can you help her crack the code? The correct code is 74658. Here's some simple math to explain it.
Fresh quiz for the most attentive of you. Let's see if you can guess which logos are fake. Let's begin with Netflix. Only one of these 2 logos truly exists. Can you find it? The correct logo is on the left. The right gradient is too sharp. What about the Instagram logo? It's this one. I'm sure you got it right. You should probably remember the next one by heart. Apple, what's your choice? The right logo is correct. The left apple is too bitten. What about Google? The correct font is on the left. Only superheroes can solve the next one. Can you spot the original Avengers logo? The correct logo is on the left. The right one is a mirrored image. No mistake can be made when it comes to Marvel, right? The correct one is on the right. Great job! Can you recognize the correct Shell logo? It's this one. The original Shell image has 8 sections. Can you spot the fake Hulu logo? The left option is correct. It's all about the space between the letters. You probably remember the Adidas logo, right? Here it is. The left image is mirrored. Acer, what do you say? Correct image is on the right. Barbie, any ideas? Only the left logo has the correct proportions. What about Batman? What's your choice? This one is correct. The right bat is too thin. Any ideas about Superman? Only the right one has the correct colors. What about BMW? The left option is correct. Any ideas about Ford? The correct colors are on the right. Let's go ahead and check out your knowledge of other media brands. Can you spot the correct BBC logo? The correct font is on the left. Let's move on to ABC. There's only one original logo among these 2 options. Which one? Here it is. Can you recognize NBC? The existing logo is on the left. The peacock should look to the right. CNN. Any ideas? The correct one is on the right. The width of the outlines should be equal. Yahoo! What's your choice, right or left? Only the left option has the original proportions. Asus. It's easy, isn't it? The correct logo is on the right. It's all about the letter U. Tesla, what do you say? The right logo is on the left. Let's check out Boeing. Which one do you choose? The correct logo is on the left. The right image is mirrored. And what about USA Today? What's your choice? The right one, of course. Look at these two Showtime logos very attentively. Can you spot the fake? The correct logo is on the left. CBS, what do you think? The shape of the eye is correct in the left logo. Our next one is HBO. What's your choice? It's the right one. Let's move on and study the Dunkin' Donuts logo. What do you say? The original logo is on the left. Can you find the original Intel logo? Yep, the right one is correct. Let's take a look at these two logos. What's your choice? The correct color scheme is on the left. Can you recognize the MasterCard logo? The existing logo is on the left. The color on the right image is too dark. Can you recognize the Deloitte logo? Here it is. Let's move on and study the Wella logo. What do you say? The original logo is on the right. This lady should look to the right. Can you spot the fake Nokia logo? The existing logo is over here. It's all about the color. What about Huawei? The original lettering is on the left. And now let's take a look at the Amazon logo. This one, of course. Can you spot the original Discovery Channel? The correct font is on the left. National Geographic. What's your choice, right or left? Only the right image has the original proportions. What about Fox News? The right one is true. The background image on the left is mirrored. TLC. Can you spot the correct logo? Here it is. Let's check out your knowledge of the Skype logo. Can you spot the fake one? The correct colors are on the right. What about Nikon? Mind the color. The correct one is on the left. Can you recognize the Microsoft logo? This one, of course. You should probably remember the next one by heart. Baskin-Robbins. What's your choice? The left logo is correct. And now please welcome the NASA logo. Mind the details. This red detail should point to the right. So the right logo is correct. What about IKEA? Do you remember the correct color? It's on the left. Look at these two Dell logos very attentively. What's your choice? The right one is correct. Do you like fast food? Can you spot the fake McDonald's logo? The right one is correct. The left letter is too thin. And now, let's study Oreo. What do you say? This one is correct. You should remember the MTV logo, right? What's your choice? Here it is. And now let's go ahead and make the task a little harder to double your options. Which one of these Lipton logos is original? Logo 1. Taco Bell. What's your choice? Logo 3 is correct. Great job! Let's move on to Uncle Ben's. There's only one original logo among these four options, the fourth one. Do you like ice cream? Can you find the fake Walls logo? The second option is correct. You probably remember the Hershey's logo, The first one matches the original perfectly. Let's try to find the existing Pepsi logo. Well, what do you say? Only the first logo has completely correct details. Can you spot the fake Nestle logo? Logo 3 is correct. Nutella, what's your choice? The second one is correct. Let's move on to Perrier. What's your choice? The third logo is correct. Can you find the original Gillette logo? The third option is correct. Let's take a look at these 4 Dove logos. This one is tricky because all 4 logos are identical and fake. Here's what the original logo should look like. What about Nestea? Can you spot the fake? Here it is. And now, let's study Head & Shoulders. What's your choice? The first one is correct. Garnier, can you see the original? Only the third image has the right proportions. What about Schwarzkopf? What's your choice? The second one is correct. The person should look on the right. Lenor, can you find the right logo? It's the fourth image. Now, can you guess which one of these 4 Safeguard logos truly exist? The third one. You probably remember the Fruit Disc logo, right? The fourth one is correct. Can you spot which one of these 4 Knorr logos is real? The fourth logo is correct. You probably remember the Domestos logo, right? What's your choice? The first one is correct. What about the Cif logo? Only the second option contains the right colors. What about Rexona? Can you remember it in detail? This one, of course. Do you remember the Magnum logo by heart? Which one of these 4 options actually exists? The fourth one is correct. And now let's move on to the Calvé logo. Can you spot the fake? Only the first one is correct. Braun, can you spot which one of these 4 logos truly exists? The second one. Can you recognize the Ariel logo? What do you say? The third one is correct. Can you find the original Fairy logo? Mind the space between the letters. Only the second logo has completely correct lettering. Pantene, can you spot the original logo? This task is tricky because both the second and the third logos are correct and identical. Great job!